and shine. Coffee's brewing, feeling fine. News is out and on the air. Shizzy whiz nuts wild, but we don't care. Morning whiz and coffee. Talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy whiz nuts, start the show. Let's go. Spinning in the breeze, stupid jokes, he's such a tease. Sip the Java with a smile, pants are off but stay a while. Morning whiz and coffee, talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy whiz, let's start the show, let's go. Headlines spinning in the breeze, stupid jokes, he's such a tease. Sip the Java, wear a smile, pants are off but stay a while. Morning whiz and coffee, talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy whiz, let's start the show, let's go. Serious is overrated, every day we're caffeinated. Talk the town but in a jest, morning whiz is always best. Clock is ticking, time to run. Morning show's a load of fun. Grab your mug, don't spill a drop. Laugh your ass off till you pop. Clock is ticking, time to run. Morning show's a load of fun. Grab your mug, don't spill a drop. Laugh your ass off till you pop.
Oh my god, Shizzy breaks Larry. Shizzy broke Larry.
Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, and man, oh man, is it gonna get wild today in Sarah Boone? But that's gonna be later. Good to see you, Nancy. Glad you could make it in, Diane G. And let's see. Oh, hey, Brandon, how you doing? Good to see you, Debbie Webb. Mary Waltz, and let's see, what is that? Deborah, how do you send a link to Shizzy to look into? Ooh. Hopefully these are not anything that's going to get me in trouble. You can easily send me a link to my email address. It's in my description there. It's shizzywasnut@gmail.com. That's my email, has been for quite some time. I'll look into it. No guarantees that I'll say anything about it, but I will look into it. Good to see you, Mary Walls. Kathy From, good to see you. Nancy, two awesome dogs. Good morning. Well, first things first, got to get to the major breaking news here, because this is a crazy breaking news. It says champion cleared of cheating with a metal chestnut at the World Conker Championship. What in the hell is this? In London, British chestnut whacking champion was cleared Monday of cheating after an investigation into alleged malfeasance at the World Conker Championships. Organizer of the Nutty annual event said that Dave Jenkins, something like that. He's a veteran competitor, nicknamed King Conker, did not use a steel chestnut to conquer his rival. The traditional game played by generations of British school children involves players using conkers. They're the glossy brown seeds of the horse chestnut tree threaded onto a string to try and smash their opponent's chestnut. More than 200 conker enthusiasts entered the annual competition in the village of Southwick in central England earlier this month. That's why you don't knock your nuts together, because something's going to get broken. In the village of Southwick, England, earlier this month, Jackins, 82, won the men's tournament, but organizers launched an investigation after claims that he might have used a steel chestnut that was in his pocket. Investigators said they studied film and photo evidence and took testimony from judges and umpires and concluded it would be near impossible for Mr. Jenkins to have swapped the nuts unnoticed. I'm telling you, man, they were looking in his pockets for nuts, man. Organizers said they accepted Jenkins' claim that he had the steel conker to amuse people as part of his role of King Conker and had used a real chestnut in the competition. Organizers also said the losing finalist, Alistair Johnson Ferguson, a weird last name, had accepted defeat with good grace and sportsmanship after media reports that he had made the cheating allegation. The overall title of the World Conker Championship was won by Kelsey Bland. I'm not even going to try to say it. I'll start drooling. Originally from Indianapolis, the 34-year-old was crowned Queen Conker after beating Jenkins in the final. She was the first American to win the title since the World Conker Championships began in 1965. That's why they're smashing nuts together. Yes, they steal the zipper off of your clockers. Yeah, it's wild. Why would you be smashing nuts together? Try stealing the zipper off your opponent's suitcase. Oh man, oh man. Anti-Christian Democratic ticket, Trump 2024. Good morning, y'all. When in Rome. Plus, you don't want to appear to be sexist and look bad. Well, I do that every morning. Come on. I look bad every morning. Me, the sexist, bigoted, transphobic, all that stuff that I just go, oh, okay, let me bask in. Oh, you're telling me something I'm not really scared of, but okay. Just like, I love it. This is a beautiful day. Oh my gosh. And it just the rolls just keep on hitting. I guess that's the best way of doing it. Oh man. Yeah, they're going to start ramping it up, because, well, that's what you do. That's what you do. You ramp things up whenever you're not getting your way. Whenever you really just you're wondering where this day is going to go, and then of course you hear this crap. The Central Five sue Donald Trump for jogger case remarks made at presidential debate. Oh, someone got their fifis hurt. The men, formerly known as the Central Park Five, before they were exonerated. What were they exonerated of? Well, they were exonerated of grape after they only found DNA of one of the six on her. Didn't say that they weren't there, that they didn't witness it, and that they weren't involved. It just said that they were exonerated of the graping portion, which is all that they would have been charged with. With election day 2 days away, the group accused the former president of making false and defamatory statements. But see, for them to prove that means they would have to bring forth all the evidence in that case all over again. I'm not sure I would want to go through that. I would probably just say, yeah, how did this harm you? The group is asking for a jury trial to determine compensatory and punitive damages. But were they false statements or were they true? I guess once you take it to court, you'll find out. He falsely stated the plaintiffs killed an individual and pled guilty to the crime. These statements are demonstrably false. But maybe that's not all that he said. And also, when did he say that? I mean, if you go back and you look, when he said it, did he say at the presidential debate? No. The group wrote in the federal complaint, the men are upset because Trump essentially defamed them in front of 67 million people, which caused them to seek and clear their names all over again. Really? Because you know what? I didn't think about them after that. I could really care less until they did this, and then they brought themselves into the spotlight for this. Spinkter had no comment when he Spectre had no comment when asked if there were concerns. Some see the lawsuit as purely political because of the group's support for Harris. We're seeking redress in the courts, Spectre said. Trump spokesman Stephen Chung cried the suit is just another frivolous election interference lawsuit filed by desperate left-wing activists in an attempt to distract the American people from how horrible and dangerous Kamala Harris's liberal agenda and failing campaign, which it is miserably failing. Trump campaign officials did not immediately respond to emails seeking comment. Yusuf Salam, Antron McCrae. See, here's the thing. They were accused of this in 1989 in New York City, and I never heard of it. Didn't care two damns about them. Still don't. But they were accused of a 1989 raping and beating of a white woman jogger in New York City Central Park. The 5, who are black and Latino, said they confessed to the crimes under duress. Oh. Later, they recanted, pleading not guilty in court, and were later convicted after jury trials. So they were convicted. But their convictions were vacated in 2002, so 89, 90, 91, and 2. 3 years later, after another person confessed to the crime. After the crime, he purchased a full-page ad in New York Times calling for the reinstatement of the death penalty. Okay. At that time, many in New York believed Trump's ad was akin to calling for the teens to be executed. What? Why would anybody believe that? He just called for the reenactment of the death penalty. Jogger case was Trump's first foray into tough on crime politics that preluded his full-throated populist. What? Who in the hell? What is it with the Democrats that they have to talk about full-throated? I don't understand this. I know exactly where this day is going. If I die, it was either the dentist or my wife. Well, I won't tell anybody if she doesn't. I'm just kidding. Shizzy. Dakota, your Alaska Malmo, just hollered at you this morning, wiggling her tail. Ow! Meow, meow, meow. That's awesome. Prayers for all the injured in the train accident in Wales. What? There was a train accident in Wales. So you're saying that Shizzy has gone to the dogs? Oh, I never got away from the dogs. Go dogs. Oh my God. Since then, dog whistles. Oh, there you go. Dog whistles and overtly racist rhetoric have been fixtures of Trump's public life. That's not true. That is a false statement, AP. You should retract that. Because you could get sued for defamation for writing that kind of garbage. Because that would be a lie. That would be defamatory, wouldn't it now, AP? For saying things that are not true. Didn't wait a second. Didn't somebody in the White House do that same thing? They made accusations of Trump saying things that he didn't say, or they took him out of context. Yeah. I think the White House did that. Mm-hmm. In September 10th debate, Trump misstated key facts of the case when Harris brought up the matter. They said they pled guilty, and I said, well, if they pled guilty, they badly hurt a person, killed a person ultimately, and they pled guilty, then they pled not guilty. How is that defamatory? That's what he said. It appeared to be confusing guilty pleas with confessions. Also, no victim died. Well, okay. I can help you figure the full. Yeah. Oh, you had me full-throated. Damn, Dave Landau, it killed me. If you hadn't seen that, it's pretty damn funny. They said they pled guilty, and guilty they did plead. He appeared to be confusing guilty pleas with confessions. Also, no victim died. What? No victim died? What does it say right here? I thought they said that this person died. I'm looking. It says that debate, jury trial to determine Trump falsely stated plaintiff killed, individual pleaded guilty. I thought they said in this thing that they died. No, the Central Park Five accused of false and he killed an individual. Okay, I thought they said that this jogger died. Did I not read that? I could have sworn I just read that. I don't know. Didn't she point the finger at them? Oh, there it is. We're accused of raping and beating a white woman. Ah, gotcha. But didn't she die eventually from that? I don't know. See, I don't know. The now exonerated five, huh? They said they pled guilty. See, I'm confused. Prior defamation suits involving Trump have led to sizable amounts awarded to plaintiffs, which it's awarded to her $83 million. But if I'm not mistaken, that's still in appeal. Well, let's we'll keep on coming just as long as he keeps doing what he's doing, because man, it's just an act of desperation they've got. Shizzy, I killed 15. Holy cow. They spoil you back. Oh, that's awesome. I had no idea. 1 killed, 15 injured in Wales. I have to look that up. I had no idea that happened. When did that happen? I'll have to give this a quick look at. Let's see here. Train crash in Wales. Train crash in Wales. Oh, 2 trains leaving 1 person dead, 15 injured. Holy cow, that was 2 hours ago. I was sleeping like crazy. Let's see what we got. So sorry to hear that. Here, let me show you what I don't care. So what it says here is 2 trains collide in Wales, leaving 1 person dead and 15 injured. A crash in Powys occurred on a single track section near passing loop. 1 train apparently unable to stop. The rail passenger died. 15 people were being treated with injuries in hospital after 2 trains collided on a rural line in mid Wales on Monday evening. Witnesses describe how people were thrown to the floor of a train, and pictures of the scene show part of one of the carriages crumpled in impact. Investigators were at the scene near the village of, I'm going to try to say it, in Powys on Tuesday morning to try to establish why the trains had collided on the line. A single track section. The incident took place close to a passing loop on the largely single track Cambrian line, where 1 train should stop and other proceeds at low speed on a small loop of track. It appears that the train that should have stopped was unable to do so, but the collision was slow enough that neither train derailed. Ooh, that sucks. The multi-agency investigation was underway. Leaves on the line would be one possible avenue of investigation. Leaves? Really? Okay, they're saying they're equivalent of black ice on roads. You realize how heavy trains are? How much leaves that would take? It's believed that some of the passengers suffered from broken bones, although police said injuries were not believed to be life-threatening or life-changing. I'm sorry. So does a train lose all its brakes? Yeah, how does a train lose all its brakes? I'm in agreement with you there, Alaska. That's yeah. What is that? You're missing the point. Trump is sexist and a rapist at the very least. Yeah, or so they try to claim. How does a train lose all its brakes? I know, because it's not just. I mean, it would be the whole train losing all of its brakes. Yeah, that I have a hard time believing. there was a train that was stopped, and the other train just couldn't stop, and the driver couldn't get out of the way with the train in front. It's on rails. Of course he can't get out of the way. Silly. The driver ran in and sat on a chair and said, "Brace yourselves! Brace yourselves! She's about to crash." Well, why did he try to stop it? Someone lost their teeth, cracked ribs, because the driver told us, well, it was happening. We could kind of get ready. Anthony Herford, who had been traveling to Shrewsbury, told BBC. Breakfast, the word that keeps coming to my head is just brutal, really. Just going from, I don't know how fast we were going, maybe 40, 50, 60 miles an hour, to do nothing in the blink of an eye. Somehow my body bent the leg of a table and ripped it off, its bolts attached to the wall. Suddenly I was on the floor with my laptop strewn ahead of me, wondering what the hell had happened. We tried to stop at the lights. You realize that you're in a train. It's not like you can swerve. Sounds like someone was asleep at the wheel. It lost its Bluetooth. Yeah, that's probably what happened. Might help if they weren't using a Logitech controller. I'm kidding. Reference to a submarine. There must have been 30, 40 people from the fire service. There was British transport police who had come from Birmingham. There were 3 helicopters, people coming north from South Wales. As far as I'm aware, I was checked by 3 or 4 different medics. I'm just picturing the Keystone Cops. I'm sorry. It's just joint statement from the Network Rail and Transport for Wales said at 7:29 p.m. on Monday, 21st of October, 2 TFW trains were involved in a low-speed collision near Impowers, Mid Wales. Sadly, 1 passenger has passed away and a number of other people are being treated for injuries at nearby hospitals. Our first thoughts are with the family and loved ones of the man who lost his life, as well as all the other people involved in this incident. The Cambrian Railway of East Mackinac will be closed while specialist teams continue their investigations, and we urge passengers not to travel to this part of the network. We're extremely grateful to the emergency services who attended the scene and helped our passengers and staff in challenging circumstances. We are working closely with other agencies, including emergency services, to understand how an incident happened, and they will have our full-throated support. Superintendent Andrew Morgan of British Transport Police said, "We can only sadly confirm a man has died following this evening's incident. We extend our deepest sympathies to his loved ones alongside everyone else impacted, and specialist officers continue to provide support." He said the BTP was working with emergency services on the rail industry to understand circumstances leading up to this collision. He added, "Residents will see an increased policing presence in the area in the coming days as a result, because the police are going to be able to get the leaves off the tracks." I don't know. Multiple emergency services, including the Welsh Ambulance Service, Mid and Wales Fire Service, Dyfed Police, and HM Coast Guard have been working alongside railway workers at the scene. The Coast Guard. I'm trying to think. How far from the coast are they? Well, if they're up here, then they're not very near the coast. Why, okay, why is Coast Guard involved? But okay. Multiple emergency services include the Welsh Ambulance Service, Mid and Wales Fire Service. The First Minister of Wales said, "My thoughts are with all those involved in the rail incident. I would like to thank the emergency services for the response, and have asked to be kept informed of any developments throughout the night. Dude." 14 people were injured in the train collision in Salisbury on October 20th. In October of 2020, after engineering work delayed the cleaning of rails, one of the trains skidded on leaves. I mean, that's so weird. Skidded on leaves. Perhaps stay off the tracks if you're a train or in one. I don't know. You grew up with your entire family working the rails. I bet there was some negligence at play. I would think so also. Gotta dance with you. Gotta dance with who you brought, but things would be looking bleak if the Coast Guard is your lifeline. Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy. Betsy's looking for support because she's a starving artist. Nancy, go out and see these people. Go say hello. Go say hello. It's what you need to do. I just whenever I see these things, it does not look like what I thought it was. Okay. I'm going to show you guys a picture, and whenever you see it, unless you look at it really closely, it looks like something else. And just I'll flash it across and let you read it. It says right here, mother's nest, okay? And whenever I first looked at that, I was thinking mother's nest, they were talking about something else. And I'm talking about, talking about the open faced roast beef sandwich. That's what I thought they were talking about. And sorry, that's where my mind went to, but it's not. It's not a strip club. Someone put a penny on the track. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can mash pennies with a train, but they can't stop on leaves. Okay. I mean, I understand it for a car, motorcycle. Leaves can be dangerous on a motorcycle. I'll tell you, get some wet leaves. Woo-hoo! That sucks. But no, it is not a vajayjay. It is actually supposed to be a woman holding a baby in her hand. Okay. So, yes. As America hurdles, it looks like another story written by a AI. As America hurtles towards the 2024 election, slinging so fast at the speed of light, the road to the presidency passes through Georgia, one of the 7 battleground states considered vital to the fortunes of anyone who wants to win the White House. Here's the thing. Imagine this. You win all the battleground states, but you lose all the rest of them. Oh, that'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Georgia's one of the few southern states considered up for grabs. Well, thank you, AP, but I don't consider us up for grabs. Now, you've got Fulton County, and you've got Macon County. Was it Bibb County? Yeah, Fulton County, Bibb County. Those places like Savannah and Atlanta and Augusta, they might be voting blue, but that's not uncommon. Macon, Savannah, yeah. Those places tend to vote blue. Well, and then of course you do have Gainesville. Very big possibility Gainesville, Georgia would probably be pretty solid blue, but that's only because it has a large Hispanic population. Just saying. Joe Biden in 2020 after a run of 6 state wins by the Republican presidential candidates. Yeah, we won't go into that because that'll get us knocked in all kinds of trouble. That didn't look like a baby in hands. Hey, I'm just telling you what it's supposed to be. I didn't even get how this would make sense until one train slid from the double track to a single track area and got a car of 2 clipped. This would make sense. This one train slid from the double track to single track area and got a car or 2 clipped. That possibly. 4 years after Biden won the state by Nevermind, the campaigns of Nevermind and Nevermind. Now, see, this is what would happen if we had to go by the censorship of the way that most of these news stations have it. You would say America hurtles towards the 2024 election. There's 7 states that are considered vital to the fortunes. And then, of course, you would have to say, well, this place in the South is considered up for grabs, having gone to This guy in 2020, after a run of single straight wins by this party, 4 years after this guy won the state by fewer than so many. The question is whether their sales pitches will have the ears of everyone. For people at lower rungs of the economic ladder, what? They're often more basic priorities. Really? They're saying, poll people, you ain't smart enough to vote. AP just said this because it's not a priority. That you're not interested in voting. Imagine that. Imagine the AP, the most left-wing rag out there, is telling you, poll people, that you got other priorities rather than voting. That'd make me want to get out and vote just even more so. Just saying. The question is whether their sales pitches will have the ears of everyone. For people at the lower rungs of the economic ladder, lower rungs, because they don't consider you very high up on the in the world. Bibb County made a good test area with its high poverty rate. No. Diverse demographics. No, not really. Macon isn't diverse. Doesn't have a really high diversity rate. And large number of seemingly eligible voters. Oh, seemingly eligible voters. Who stayed at home in 2020. Interviews with dozens of women and some men. So dozens of women, they're saying women that are poor and men who are poor, showed there is only dozens of women that are poor. Possible relationship between poverty and the turnout that candidates are working to overcome, huh? Wait. Wasn't 2020 a record turnout? More than 150 people voted. I'm sorry, 150 million people voted. That was the highest turnout in any election ever. And I mean, it's odd to me that whenever you see how the campaigns were run, there was Joe Biden with 50 cars honking at him and Donald Trump in front of thousands. Very interesting. It's a very interesting thought exercise. Joe Biden that sat in a basement and said, if you don't vote for me, you're not black. As compared to Donald Trump, that was out there pretty much every day on the campaign trail. But hey, that's how elections go, isn't it? Oh my. According to the study by another left-wing group of people at the University of South California, in Bibb County, about 47,000 people who were eligible to vote did not. 47,000 people who were eligible to vote did not. How do you know that those non-voters are poor? Well, because the AP likes to make shit up. So there you go. They're like the most biased left-wing rag that I have read in recent years. And by God, I've read some left-wing rags. After election month is over in Pennsylvania and Minnesota have been allowed to count mail-in ballots postmarked after November 5th. Harris will win with 800 million votes. If you question it, then you're an asshole. You're an instaphobe. My wife still doesn't just understand how she got a ballot in 2020. Well, neither do my grandparents, especially since they've been dead since 1980s. Well, 90s, sorry. I meant it was a good strategy. What other card did he have to play? The Brain Dead Ice Cream Lover senior card? Well, good morning. Good morning. Hey, Stacy Woodson. Hey, Stormy Windstorm. That's awesome. Good to see all of you. Well, of course, what are the demographics here? Well, most of them are BBC. What? No, that's BBB. What? BBW? No. 60% of students in Bibb County schools are eligible for free and reduced price meals. 4 in 10 are younger than 30, and nearly half are only have high school education. Oh, so if you have a high school education, you should be smart enough to vote, right? Oh, no, because, well, your kids are poor. We'll feed them. Kathy McCollum, president of Middle Georgia Community Food Bank, said the poverty rate, but you have to remember that poverty rate that you're worried about there, Kathy, that poverty rate has been caused by Democrats in your city. Yeah, think about this next time that you want to like write a story like this, AP. Why don't you go and dig into the policies that have tanked your fucking city? The policies that made this county, Bibb County, so bad are because of your elected officials. Why don't you look at it and you will understand what caused this problem? Welcome, new member, Tammy Bugard. I know that she's been a YouTube member for a while. She's just catching up. Cool. Get them nuts, Tammy. Welcome to the nut house. Tammy's been a member for a while. Why does it matter when it comes to voting? Oh, well, why does it matter? I guess it only matters because, well, we've really got to get out the vote because AP is so pissed off because Camel Toe is losing. But it's your policies that created this shit. And if you're wondering why it's gotten worse, it's because Democrats and Republicans have enacted policy that costs you more money. Not just the Democrats here. Think about it. Liz Cheney. Well, she's a Republican. You think that her policies haven't destroyed this country? What is Mother's Nest? God, we know what Mother's Nest is. We saw the pictures. Remember, the nonprofit began in 22. Its founder executive Sabrina Friday remembered her own experiences as a teen mother with little help and saw the need. The organization provides a variety of services, including food, clothing, baby furniture, and classes ranging from self-care to infant CPR and dental clinics. She stresses civic engagement when you're sleeping in a hotel and not sure where your next meal is coming from and your car has been seized. Voting is not high on your list of priorities. Well, here's the thing. If you're in that situation, there is a way to avoid that. There's you can think back to all the decisions you made that got you to that point. And then don't repeat them. Amazing how that works. Have others noticed? Latosha Brown, a co-founder of Black Voters Matter. Oh, another left-wing group. Why is it that you're not talking to the right and you only seem to be going after? Why is it that the left is always broken, impoverished, and having problems? But that's not true. It's just that's the appearance that it gives. That those on the left are broke and poor and dying of malnutrition. They're living on the streets and they're having a hard time making ends meet, and then you look and it's California, New York, places like Macon, Atlanta, Chicago, Miami. Yeah, these all tend to be really heavy left-leaning cities. Do you think maybe it's the free shit that you give out that everybody is paying for, and eventually they go broke? Could be. I mean, it's a thought exercise. I could be wrong. I did see a story this morning, and this I cannot verify. I cannot confirm it. I also can't talk about this particular thing. So this here is a warning, because this is I have to show it, but just this is a warning. I cannot confirm any of this being true or correct. Okay, because this could be spreading voter misinformation, all that kind of stuff. All I know is what's being reported, and I'm not going to show it. I'm just going to explain it here really quick, really quick. It says breaking. Voters in Tarrant County, Texas are reporting that the voting machines are flipping their votes from one party to the other. Okay. The voters are urging everyone else to check their printed ballots before submitting them. So whenever your ballot prints out, make sure that you don't have one thing printed on there that shouldn't be printed on there, and that you have the correct candidate shown on there. Reports are that people who selected one person on the screen were seeing that it flipped to the other person on the ballot. This is according to a GOP chair. So, who's having a hard time taking the same meat? Taking in some meat. What? Pawned all her jewelry, etc. dresses. This stuff boils my blood. Why does Tarrant County utilize such an obvious vulnerable system? It also shows that it's not just this one particular machines that are corrupt. All voting machines are instinctively, I can't say the word. Are they saying they're all machines are evil? We need to go back to voting in person on election day with human hands and counting method. So far, we've seen reports of flips like this happening in Tennessee, Georgia, and now Texas. This sets a precedent for us to demand the publicizing of all machines' data and proprietary softwares. Good thing we're catching it before the election and not after. Now, like I said, I can't confirm that these votes are flipping. Maybe it's a fake. Maybe it's a total fake out. I mean, just saying. It could be a total lie. It could be something that has nothing to do with anything. I mean, was it true what they said? Is it true what they said back then? Is it? I don't know. I don't know. That this is not me spreading any information or disinformation. This comes straight from MSNBC.
Virginia just stopped using touchscreen computer voting because it's so vulnerable.
Right.
We need to look at all the voting machines. Every Secretary of State needs to be, assisted in making sure that they are not being hacked and attacked.
I continue to think that our voting machines are too vulnerable.
Researchers have repeatedly demonstrated that ballot recording machines and other voting systems are susceptible to tampering.
Even hackers with limited prior knowledge, tools, and resources are able to breach voting machines in a matter of minutes.
In 2018, electronic voting machines in Georgia and Texas deleted votes for certain candidates or switched votes from one candidate to another.
The biggest seller of voting machines is doing something that violates Cybersecurity 101, directing that you install remote access software, which would make a machine like that, a magnet for fraudsters and hackers.
These voting machines.
I mean, I don't know. These are all Democrats saying this. So I'm curious. If this is true and they've got these kinds of issues, then why haven't the Democrats been shut down because of this? Because this here is one party, Democrats, talking about how bad voting machines are, but yet they continue to keep these things up. I can't confirm that any of what they're saying is true. All I'm doing is reporting the news. Nothing what I say here is what you hear as true or correct. None of it is true or correct. Just saying that anything that you hear here is not true or correct. These things never did happen. We have the most safe and secure voting system in the entire world. Everything is good here. There is nothing going wrong. Everything is good. That's my disclaimer. Everything is absolutely fine here. Yeah, my ballot was fine too. Personally, I prefer to vote early in person since I can't do it election day and fill in the bubble in with a marker. Well, they don't like whenever you draw on the computer screen, Brandon. Stop doing that. Oh, I'm sorry. Giving a hard time here. I'm old, so is my dad. No, and you should be able to go and vote, however. They give us Sharpies. All right, what time do we got? Oh, we got 7:15. It is time for the early morning coffee break. I'm gonna grab some coffee, get some more coffee, and we'll continue on. We got more stories. We got so many more stories.
Sandy shores, get a tan, Rambo the orangutan. Driving a golf cart, oh man, Rambo is half crazy, yes he can. Well, that SOB's a sight to effing see. Oh, Rambo's rolling, as the sun he's free at last. While Shizzy has his coffee, these two are having an effing blast. Whoa, Rambo's rolling, as the sun he's free at last. While Shizzy has his coffee, these two are having an effing blast. Shizzy on the dunes, coffee in hand, Rambo is a loon, and Shizzy is, well, that is too dirty to say here. Shizzy on the dunes, coffee in hand, Rambo is a loon, and Shizzy is that is too dirty to say here, Oh, Rambo's rolling, as the sun he's free at last. While Shizzy has his coffee, these two are having an effing blast. Otters in the surf, hummingbirds in the sky, Rambo honks the horn and spits in Shizzy's eye. Oh my! Oh, Rambo's rolling, as the sun he's free at last. While Shizzy has his coffee, these two are having an effing blast. Oh, Rambo's rolling. Rambo takes a turn, driving to the wave. Otters wave their paws, telling Rambo, not sure, but if you could understand, Otter, it probably wasn't nice. Rambo takes a turn, driving to the waves. Otters wave their paws, telling Rambo, not sure, but if you could understand, Otter, it probably wasn't nice. Oh, Rambo's rolling, as the sun he's free at last. While Shizzy has his coffee, these two are having a effing blast. So here's to Rambo, otters and hummingbirds by the edge of the ocean. And Shizzy, well, he might just be there too. Well, here's to Rambo, otters and hummingbirds by the edge of the ocean. And Shizzy, well, he might just be there too.
Oh yeah, there we go. But you know, I've got a long video of that one. We'll show that a little bit later, just to you know, keep up to date with what the Democrats were saying about this. Oh boy. But in Georgia, that's how they roll. And then of course we covered this one yesterday, and they edited it only on the 18th, and they haven't really changed anything, because they're saying that they edited this on the 18th, but yet they're popping it out there again because the AP put this at top of their news stories, and it says right here, says right here that right-wing influence hyped. Oh, so what's the people here? Well, it's Swan, it's Rachel Ratchick. They've got their whole little Venn diagram here of what they're doing. Unlike other conservative media personalities who last month expressed shock upon learning they may have been secretly financed by the Kremlin. Dire warnings registered with the DOJ. The AP, however, found there was some overlap of how the two entities operated. Oh my. Producing RT shows. Oh, assume they don't like Zelensky. Oh, explosive series. Oh, influencers promote videos. Oh, that's because they all were working by tenant media. But, of course, then you have this that comes out by the AP that says Serbia's president thanks Putin for gas supplies and vows he'll never impose sanctions on Russia. What? So what happened in Serbia? And that right there. Do you see this right here? Just saying, that's not something that you should be following. European Union candidates in Serbia will continue, and I'm sick of. There we go. On this website. There we go. And we're going to refresh the page because I'm sick of looking at their damn ads. There we go. Oh, it didn't stop their ads, did it? Look at that. I put on an ad blocker and it doesn't block their ads. European Union candidate Serbia will continue to refuse to impose sanctions against Russia over its invasion of Ukraine despite Western pressure, Serbia's leader said after his telephone conversation with Putin on Sunday. President Alexander Vucic something said on Instagram that he believes. Why would on Instagram? Really, do people use Instagram to write stories? I'm just curious. Your grandmother had land and decided she would give it to your uncle's son years ago. Your lost cousin. Oh, interesting. I'm not looking forward to the day my parents pass clearly, but settling the estate is probably going to leave some unhappy campers. I just don't want to be involved. I understand. No, that is. See, my wife's, my father-in-law passed earlier this year, much earlier this year. And so there were three siblings. One of them had already passed before. Let's see, while my wife was still in law school, he had passed. And so it's just her and the youngest. So he was the middle child, her and the youngest, my brother-in-law. And my wife, because she's competent. I mean, as an attorney, she's a pretty damn good attorney. And so in South Carolina, you have to probate, and it has a lot to do with taxes and crap like that. Normally you would just say, okay, we can just handle this. So my wife's the administrator of the estate, and my brother-in-law and her, because they're really close, it's just like, we all went there. My wife, my brother-in-law, and he came up on his own and cleaned out his apartment, went through everything. If he wanted to take anything back with him, he would take it back with him. If my wife wanted to take anything back, or, anything like that. So we, brought all that stuff back. Things were sold off. Anything that was sold off was put into the estate. And so whenever that probate is finished, I think it's like a year, that probate gets settled out, and half goes to my brother-in-law and half goes to my wife, and we're fine with that. I mean, they're very amicable. There's no other relatives in there, so it's pretty simple to deal with, but it's still a pain in the ass. And I feel bad for anybody that has to go through like difficult probates and and you know, people that are getting their feevies hurt because they didn't get something that they wanted. It's just like, just be nice to each other. I mean, it's rough enough as it is. And I mean, my wife, it was already agreed upon that she would handle anything legal, and my brother-in-law would handle anything medical. So that's pretty much how it went. Just, you know, an agreement between siblings. And do they always agree on everything? Nah, but there's still, you know, still good brother and sister towards each other. We talked and have known each other for a long time as friends, and the 10-minute conversation was marked by a personal note. We also talked about those who are weak pro-Western leaders. Who would that be? Who would be weak pro-Western leaders? Who would do that? Vukiki noted Putin as saying, what is good for Serbia is also good for Russia. What is good for the Serbs is also good for the Russians. Vukiki did not say whether he would accept an earlier invitation by Putin to attend a BRICS summit. Oh, that's right. BRICS summit just started, led by Russia, China. Let's see. BRICS is Russia, India, China, Brazil. Yeah, it's like the. Do you remember? Well, I guess most of you probably won't remember. During World War II, you had the Axis and the Allies. Weird. Although formally seeking EU membership, traditional Russian Slavic ally, okay, Serbia has refused to join Western sanctions against Russia over the war. Though it has reluctantly condemned Moscow's aggression, imposing the sanction wasn't in Serbia's national interest. Amazing how that works, isn't it? You have a relative who's a barred attorney and a dirtbag that rewrote someone's will in their 90s. My stance is take the money. I may knock your mailbox over, but then we ain't talking no more. Exactly. Well, and I'll I'll say on the other hand, there, my grandparents had a pretty sizable estate, and the way this was set up initially was my grandfather passed first. In the will, it was that he was leaving everything to my grandmother, and she was supposed to be taken care of. Part of that was that under no circumstances would she be put into a nursing home. And that was part of the agreement that was agreed upon. That's why my aunt was made the administrator of the estate. Well, as administrator of the estate, as soon as she was able, she got my grandmother to change the will that had been agreed upon. 3 days after she got the will changed, she put my grandmother into a nursing home. A week after that, my grandmother passed. And then my uncle, which is the youngest, which lived right up the road from his parents, and actually spent more time going over there, looking in on them, making sure they were good, requested to purchase their old house. My aunt put it on the market for just say $100,000. I don't remember the exact price that they put it on the market for. And my uncle offered to pay $125,000 for it. And my aunt did not even listen to him and turned around and sold the house and everything in it, which had a lot of things that my uncle was never able to recover. We're talking, shotguns that have been in the family since, the 1800s, things of that sort. Old family heirlooms that had been passed down from generation to generation. And the person that purchased it was kind enough to go visit my uncle and bring him a lot of his old military things that my grandparents had held on to over the years. Included in that was my grandfather's box of medals that he earned while serving as in the Pacific. Sold everything off to this guy for less than what my uncle was offering to take over. And this is a farm. And my uncle my uncle was he did the same thing. He said, "Hey, as much as I love my sister, she's done. She's dead to me." Like, it was just inexcusable that she would do that, and hasn't spoken to her since. I haven't spoken to her since. I was at my grandparents' funeral, and she did not consider me family. It was failed to recognize me, my older sister, as family. Yeah, that was I think that probably hurt most of all. But after that, I just had no intention of ever speaking with her again. Keep the money, have fun. I hope that she has a long and fruitful life of suffering and pain. So there's that. But other than that, Vivek would never say, although formerly EU membership, traditionally Russian Slavic ally Serbia, he said that he expects criticism from the West of his conversation with Putin, but stated that Serbia is a sovereign country which makes its own damn decisions. He also thanked Russia providing sufficient quantities of gas for Serbia at favorable prices. Serbia was most completely dependent on Russia gas, but has recently agreed to start to diversify its supplies. Serbia, which has never been part of the Soviet bloc, on Sunday marked the 80th anniversary of the liberation of its capital, Belgrade, from the Nazi World War II occupation, which was accomplished mostly thanks to former Yugoslavia's communist partisans, but also the Soviet Red Army. Belgrade's nationalist authorities marked the liberation date with a display of the pro-Russian sentiment, with thousands marching through Belgrade, waving Russian flags and chanting slogans. At the meeting marking the anniversary, Vučić delivered a speech in the Russian language, which he said is a sign of respect for the Red Army, without which there would not have been a liberation of Belgrade. Yeah, Serbia is thankful for what happened, and that they were released from the attack of the Nazi occupation. And I don't know about you, but this would seem to be a little crude. And maybe I'm biased. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I just don't think that this would be. My other sister is in England, as an alien in that country, hoping to get dual status. Her papers expired with no reply back yet. Ooh, sorry to hear that. Instigator and whisper in my brother's ear said it's not fair in a whiny voice. Now he isn't leaving the house. To me, pissed. Yeah, I here's the thing about it, Lisa, that those kinds of things suck. Absolutely. But here's the thing. Karma is a bitch. Karma is a real bitch. Just saying. It all comes around tenfold. That's why I don't stress over those things. Because me worrying about it did nothing to change the fact, but I will tell you, it did do a lot to change my outlook on life. It made me at peace with myself, and lets me move on and do much greater things with my life. Unlike signing bombs that are going to be dropped onto, onto places. Zelensky's plan to end Ukraine's nearly 3-year war with Russia has received mixed reactions from Western allies. The victory plan that Zelensky outlined at home and abroad includes a formal invitation for Ukraine to join NATO. That is their plan. And permission to use Western long-range missiles to strike military targets in Russia. Do you realize that would just be like, what's the best description I could put of that? That would be like Maine attacking the United States. You realize how this is going to end? Not well. Of course, the U.S. backing is crucial for him to do this. Because why not have a war? There's just too many of us on this planet right now. That's a song. Ukraine's position on the battlefield ahead of any peace negotiations. Analysts say that Biden's administration is unlikely to make a decision before November 5th. So think about that. What they just said here. Just give this a lot of thought. Biden is unlikely to make a decision before November 5th, as it may not appeal to voters. So if you had any thought, any concern about going to war with Russia, if there's any concern deep down in your heart, you're going, I don't think that this country, our United States of America, that's here in the, this wonderful part of North America, America, the beautiful, the home of the land, the home of the free, the land of the brave, should be going to war with Russia. Think about your vote whenever you cast it. Think about who did not start any wars. And look at somebody that is holding off on agreeing to a war being started in Europe. But he's holding off until after the election, which means from November 5th until January 6th. Depending on which way the wind goes, which way do you think that their support, this idea that the U.S. is supporting Ukraine, is going to go? Yeah. Keep your eyes on the senile pervert. He keeps signing illegal EOs and nobody cares. My husband said we would be in war and the draft would be activated. Yes. Yes. Do you think he's going to change his mind whether they win or lose? Do you think maybe it's already been decided that? Can you imagine? Can you just picture this in your head? The next president that's elected is probably going to be having to curb a war, or may be in the middle of one coming in. Who do you trust that's going to do a good job, that does what they say they do? Who do you think is going to do that? Who do you think is going to be able to negotiate peace? I wonder. They seem to be just doing very little now and waiting for the election, said Phillips O'Brien, professor of strategic studies at the University of St. Andrews, Scotland. Okay. So much of the strategy will live or die in Washington. And analysts said the plan is to step in the right direction for Ukraine's military efforts. What does that mean? Analysts said the plan is to step in the right direction? Tammy, it's too late. I would love to say I agree with you, but we've already crossed over that threshold. I mean, it's sad. It's sad to think about this, and you don't realize it, but we've already stepped over that threshold. I mean, we can go back 4 years, and we weren't even near the front door. You go back 2 years, and we crossed that threshold as soon as we started sending arms overseas. As soon as we started funding, as soon as we started funneling that money into Ukraine, and Ukraine was funneling that money out as quickly as it was coming in, it was very clear what the United States was supporting. And they've already crossed the threshold. They've got 1 foot inside the door. If you think that we're not, then I don't know where you've been for the past 2 years. We've already crossed the threshold. We've already, as America, have shown where our support lies. And the reversal is going to take a lot more than just a peace treaty. Because the last time that there was a ceasefire between Russia and Ukraine, Ukraine did a counterattack on Russia. It's for all you parents out there, grandparents, if you have children, men of fighting age below the age of 30, guess where they're going? Oh, and the illegals that are of fighting age, guess where they're staying? Jody's going to be at home, except Jody is going to be Juan. That's what you're looking at. This is the change of politics. 35 right now. 3 years, one war. Our money has been going to with no seeable result to it. Whereas the NATO, no. That's not how it works. They also describe it as ambitious given allies' fears of escalation with nuclear-armed Russia. Russia doesn't want to go and go nuclear. That's not what they plan on doing. But do not think for 1 second that they're going to allow Ukraine forces to go and attack Russia without retaliation. Ukraine has previously secured Western support for requests once deemed unrealistic, such as Patriot air defense systems and F-16 jets. Presenting the plan now to put on the radar for the next U.S. administration. As I said, though it's unknown how the next president will receive it. After returning from making his case to the European Council, Little Short actor said he expects the White House to provide feedback. They will be here soon with some form of response. Mm-hmm. Will the plan bring victory to the Ukraine? Zelensky laid out it's a 5-point plan as Ukraine's troops struggle to hold back Russian slow but steady advances in eastern Ukraine. The plan includes 3 secret annexes that were present only to some leaders. It also addresses partners' concerns about Ukraine's strategy after the failed summer 2023 counteroffensive. Zelensky described the main goal as to strengthen us and force Russia to come to the negotiating table with all partners. Okay. Let me explain something to you, little short actor that, or should I just call you dictator? Maybe fascist dictator. How about that? Yeah, you declared martial law on your people. So that means they can't vote you out. They've got no choice. They're stuck with you. We've seen this response before from the United States. Their backing and their support of another little actor, or no, that was an artist. I don't know why America is doing this, but you better hope and pray that it stops really soon. That America wakes up, backs out of these bad ideas that you're trying to put forward. Because whenever you've got nothing to negotiate with Ukraine, your negotiating skills suck. Let's just put it that way. This plan won't immediately alter the battlefield situation, of course not, but it will help Ukraine wear down Russia. Is that what you're trying to do? I don't think people were potentially expecting some sort of more operational plan on winning the war. There's a naive opinion to have expected a plan to have provided operational details would obviously be of use to the enemy. Then clearly you're not looking to come to the negotiation table. So it means you got nothing. See, to win such war of attrition, Ukraine needs to increase its resilience and exhaust its opponent. The side that falls last wins. U.S. reaction was muted, non-committal. Well, although they did issue a new $425 million more of assistance for Ukraine the day that Zelensky presented it to lawmakers. I'm looking at you, Republicans. I'm looking at you, Democrats. Yeah, you remember that border bill that the border bill that Trump shot down was all about this funding right here. In Europe, reactions range from categorical opposition to strong support. No. Who is supporting war? Who is supporting sending young men in to die? Our position is clear. We're supporting Ukraine as strongly as possible, said some NATO asshole. Oh, Olaf Scholz, German Chancellor. Amazing. Have they been on the wrong side of a couple of world wars? Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban, widely seen as having the warmest relations of any EU leader with Russia, Putin called Zelensky's plan more than frightening. Oh, so Orban is in Putin's back pocket now. So whenever somebody disagrees with you, they're standing up for Putin, or maybe they're just looking at things and going, "This is stupid. This is crazy." Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov mocked Zelensky's plan as inferior. That sounds like this was written by AI. And Russian Foreign Secretary spokeswoman Zakharova called it a set of incoherent slogans, which I don't doubt is what it is. But you have to understand that here in the U.S., you know, the left really does love those incoherent slogans. Well, because memes don't matter. They have a hard time understanding MAGA, which means make America great again. They really, that to them, that just triggers something. It has to be shorter phrase for them, something like socialism or something of that sort. I'm assuming you can't name names as far as actors. Nope. Without an invitation to join NATO, Ukraine won't have the assurance that its geopolitical future will not be a bargaining chip with Russia. He's a Ukrainian analyst. Zelensky made ambiguous comments suggesting that nuclear weapons are the only other security alternative. Now who's looking to start a damn nuclear war? Jesus. Some thought he was talking about self-made weapons, sparking strong reaction among the Ukrainians, many of whom were pessimistic about the prospects for an invitation to NATO. Zelensky later clarified he was highlighting the dire situation for Ukraine by referring to the 1994 Budapest Memorandum, in which Ukraine relinquished its nuclear arsenal in exchange for security guarantees from major powers, including the UK, the US, and Russia, which you have gone against every bit of that. If you don't think that Ukraine is going to cause a lot of problems in this day and age, they are just a tool. Getting help from outside is a key part of winning the war, because they can't do it on their own. See, this isn't about Ukraine fighting for independence. This is about parts of Ukraine that wanted to leave Ukraine because of bad policies and a corrupt system. I guess people tend to forget. They tend to forget what started all of this in the first place. Maybe go back and look at World War II. Just a thought. Go back and look at World War II and look and see who occupied Ukraine in World War II. It's a little bit like certain places in what is it, Venezuela? Is that right? I can't remember the other country that a lot of the hardcore, what would you call them? German troops? Yeah, I guess that's the best way of doing it. Occupied and never left. Go look at the people that have been running that country for quite some time, and look at their policies. And it seems that America is really pushing for this, or at least our leaders here in the United States are. If you have any doubts, just look at this. Liz Cheney. People remember Dick? Yeah. Camel Toe teamed up with Liz in 3 battleground states on Monday to take appeal to Republicans who might be uneasy about Donald Trump. Really? Why would you be uneasy about Donald Trump? To me, that sounds like an oxymoron, unless you're just a rhino anyway. In an election that's expected to be decided by thin margins, Democrats are trying to persuade enough people to cross the aisle to nudge Harris over the finish line. You mean like carry her over the finish line in a wheelchair? She's crippled herself. Like, her chances of winning every time that she opens her mouth decreases. And she does a lot of opening her mouth. An election is expected to be decided by thin margins. What? Who thinks that this election is going to be decided by thin margins? I don't know who's lying to themselves and thinks that there's thin margins. Well, CNN, ABC, the AP, Fox, all of those people want it to be thin margins because it's hard to imagine that somebody's going to come through and actually make good on their promises. It's a strategy that goes against long-time political doctrine that suggests candidates must tend to their ideological base above all else. But it has been them. It has been them that has been doing that. But with Trump alienating Republicans with his election, wait, I don't think that's true. I think that these people already had decided a long time ago that it's more profitable for their pocketbooks in the short term to do what's bad for this country long term. Above all else, these idiots, Harris is betting there's a path to victory with college-educated suburban voters who have already been drifted towards the Democrat Party. Can't get comfortable with the left. Got to put on more steam. Yes, absolutely right. It needs to be driven absolutely home how bad their policies are. Because right here, they're telling you that Trump is alienating some Republicans. Which Republicans would that be? I think Trump is alienating the hardcore right wing. That's what Trump is alienating because he doesn't buy into your BS. He doesn't like your racist tropes. Where would those people go that has always been welcoming all of that? Who's the party of the triple Kellogg's? Who would that party be? So your extreme right wing people, where do you think they're going to go? It goes to show you where they'll run. Yeah, the only ones alienated are the rhinos, absolutely. But also put this into consideration. It shows right here. It shows right here. Whenever they say college-educated suburban voters, you know what? They are telling you that their only path to victory is betting on you that are uneducated, poor, urban, live in the cities. They're depending on you to not want to leave the party. They're depending on all of those left-wing supporters that have been supporting Democrats and keeping them on that same Democrat plantation, that you're just going to continue to vote the same way. Because they're not relying on you anymore. They've disregarded you for the past, 50, 60 years, 100, 120 years. How long has the Democrat Party been around? Yeah. They are relying on you to continue to vote them in. They're hoping that they can get the college educated, because that's their only path. Because they don't regard you as humans. They don't regard your vote. They don't even consider you. That's how the Democrats feel about you. The whole time that they'll be doing this, they're going to be calling the Republicans racist and homophobic and transphobic and every other phobic and ist that they can think of. Meanwhile, they're relying on those and whenever they say college educated suburban voters, they're not talking about the nuclear family. They're talking about those suburban housewives. That's what they're voting. That's what they want. They want to have the women that are angry because they don't like Donald Trump. They're not looking for you. Poor, impoverished, can't afford your meals. There's nothing wrong with the economy. The economy is great. Look what they keep telling you. That you deserve a working wage. You know why they tell you that? Because they already got your vote and they're just pandering to you. Cheney, a former congressman from Wyoming, yeah, she lost her ass in that last election, said Harris would lead this country into the shithole with a sincere heart. We might not agree on every issue. No, Cheney, you agree on every issue as she does, because it's all about the buck. Cheney wants to become relevant again. But she's somebody you can trust to screw you over. Cheney, the daughter of Dick Cheney, is essentially exiled from the Republican Party for participating in a congressional investigation of Trump's involvement. No, that would be for involving herself, attacking a former president because she was about to lose her ass and he wouldn't give her any support. She wanted Trump's support so much. She was begging him to support her in her bid for re-election in Wyoming. She was on her hands and knees with her mouth agape, saying, "Please, Trump, give it to me, daddy." And Trump said, "Oh, hell no, your policies suck." That pissed her off. Yeah, she's a war pig. She lost her congressional seat in a primary battle 2 years ago. What else happened 2 years ago? A war. It's not the only issue where Cheney is broken with her party. Oh, no, because she's a rhino and always has been. She's made it clear, even though she considers herself to be pro-life. She said, abortion restrictions have gone too far since the U.S. Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. Where at, Liz? Because it went back to the states to make those decisions. I guess it really sucks whenever the federal government takes their hands out of a woman's uterus and stops telling them which way that they have to go. Interesting. I've been very deeply troubled by what I've watched happen in so many states. Yeah. That's because states have that ability to make those decisions. Take it out of the hands of the politician. Name one federal restriction. One federal restriction. Yeah. Gotta run. Have mod duties. Take care, all. Chizzy, love you. Love your show and the members here in chat. Well, thank you, Buck. You have a wonderful one. That's all it did. So easy to understand why are so many confused about it. Many of those pics, my Mo has no hair. Your Ma has no hair. Oh, okay. Gotcha. I've been very deeply troubled by what I've watched happen in so many states. Taken to her totality, her comments over the course of the day amounted to an extraordinary attempt to roll out the welcome mat for Republican voters. No. I would hope that Republican voters are a little smarter than that. This is not a normal election. No, it is a normal election. This is an absolutely normal election. And you have to remember, the people that have gone over to supporting Trump, it's not because they left the Democrat Party. It's because the Democrat Party left them. They left him, they hung him out to dry. Think about Tulsi Gabbard, what happened to her. Is she still on those watch lists? They consider her in the pocket. It wasn't it Hillary that said that she's in the pocket of Putin. Wasn't it her that said that? Wasn't it RFK that offered to support Harris? And they shunned him. So whenever you see people coming over to the other side, know where it's coming from. And this is a normal election. The strength of one, here's the problem. Harris believes this with her core. The strength of our democracy requires a two-party system. Why would she say that? First of all, we're a constitutional republic. And number two, we don't have to have a two-party system. Wild how that works. Having a two-party system means that they can just put you against one another. How about vote with your conscience? Who do you think is going to do the best job? I saw a really cool sign the other day that said, presidents are temporary. Wu-Tang is forever. I thought that was beautiful. I thought that was absolutely beautiful. Just remember that this person here was a moderator for the last debate.
As Election Day is just over 2 weeks away, and the fight for every single last undecided vote in battleground states is intensifying. Vice President Kamala Harris is targeting disaffected Republican voters by hitting the trail with Liz Cheney in the crucial blue wall states of Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. Cheney was a powerful Republican congresswoman, and today she called Harris a responsible adult. As for former President Donald Trump, he was back in North Carolina again, pushing false claims about FEMA and immigrants. That's after he spent the weekend slinging a crude insult at Harris, engaging in lewd locker room talk about the late golfing legend Arnold Palmer, and staging a campaign stunt at a Pennsylvania McDonald's.
So that's the same person that was part of the debate. Did you notice something there? How biased that was? Yeah. Yeah, that was her.
Look, I'll be glad to explain why I'm a Republican. Number one, I want lower taxes. Number two, I want conservative judges on the court.
With Trump.
Number three, I want a better economy for American workers. Number four, I want a president who cares what's going on in middle America, which the Democratic Party has completely and totally abandoned. Kamala Harris and Joe Biden have run this country into the ground. I want a center-right government, and most of the time they're going to do what I want to do, and all of the time she's not, and that's why I'm a Republican today. There's like virtually no politician alive that I think any other American voter agrees with all the time, and it's my right to agree and disagree, and it's also my right to vote for a direction for the government that's basically in line with where I want to be. There's two people running, Trump and Harris. Harris, none of the time is going to do what I want, and Trump, most of the time is going to do what I want, and millions of Republicans are going to make that choice, whether they come from the Romney, Bush, McConnell, Reagan, whatever wing of the Republican Party. Millions of Republicans are making that calculation today, and the reason you're upset is because Harris is struggling, Trump is surging, and you know your party's in trouble.
Boom. Just like that. Just like that. Lots of, yeah. Please stop with the death talk. It really goes to show how far a good family unit will take you and develops you properly. Absolutely. It's rough, man. It's rough. Stop with the death talk. You're making me all sad. You have to get your boyfriend out of bed, into his fed and medicated, plus a shower for your doctor's appointment this morning. You have a good one, Roxanne. Have a hope everything goes well. Yeah, that was an absolute mic drop. That was an absolute mic drop on him. And somebody noted something. They said, how many times does this chick blink?
How quickly do you expect to get results?
One.
Well, in 2020, we had
two.
the results of
Stop
our
blinking.
highest turnout election in Michigan history within 24 hours of the polls closing. The unofficial results were completed by 8 p.m. on Wednesday. So we're tracking that again this year. We do have more options to process ballots sooner than Election Day, which is where we were restricted in 2020. So I'm optimistic we could see results even sooner, but I would estimate end of the day on Wednesday as the best guess on how we'll perform. But that said, we will always prioritize accuracy and security over efficiency, understanding how much people will want those results. We're still going to make sure the process
Finally,
is
she blinked.
and accurate before we put anything out to the public. But that said, we understand people's energy and excitement, and we'll be working hard to ensure those results are ready as soon as possible. How quickly do you...
Yeah. That is what they are going after. And if you think that they're not coming after people, well, here you go. This is them telling you exactly what they're doing.
So Elon Musk is giving away $1 million a day to voters who sign a petition. Do you have concerns about that in the context of law, the sort of legal framework around elections? And secondly, a Reuters investigation has shown something like 300 cases of political violence already in the run-up to the election. Just address what can be done and what the federal government can do to push back against that.
Well, on the first point, I think people are looking into that. On the second point,
when you say people, do you mean the U.S. government?
I mean, I hear that folks are looking into it just based on the stuff you all are reporting.
What was that she was saying? Yes, it is not illegal at all, but they're looking into it. Oh, and yeah, happy birthday to your dad. My neighbor just turned 101 years old yesterday. Isn't that awesome? 101. Pretty cool old guy. Pretty cool old guy. But here's what to expect from CNN's town hall that's going to be coming up. Because there is a town hall coming up with Camel Toe.
You're not, unfortunately. We have some predetermined questions, and hopefully I'll be able to ask some of the questions that might be in your head. I hope so.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully we can ask those questions that are in your head. Because if you challenge us, we're not allowing that. We're not allowing that. And more of this. The Middle East conflict looms over the U.S. Wait, I thought we were having issues with Ukraine, Russia. What? 2 weeks out from Election Day, the crisis in the Middle East is looming over the race for the White House because Biden isn't going to do anything before the election, because if he does, it shows their hand. One candidate is struggling to find just the right words to navigate its difficult cross currents, and other making bold pronouncements that the age-old conflict can quickly be set right. One has no words except for they want. Oh yeah, they're scared of Elon. Vice President Camel Toe has been painstakingly and completely unsuccessfully trying to balance talk of strong support for Israel. That's all you need to say. Why? Because she supports, and I said this multiple times, she supports everything that's been going on in college campuses over the past summer. I think they told him to stop for the time being. Because you notice you haven't heard about any of those protests happening. Because it's making the Democrats look really, really bad. They've stopped the funding to them for the time being. But they're ready to go on a moment's notice. Camel Toe has been former President Donald Trump, for his part, insists that none of this would have happened on his watch. Prove him wrong. Prove him wrong that none of the. Prove him wrong. There you go. Prove him wrong. I guess they forget about the Abraham Accords. Yeah. Both of them are bidding for the votes of other Americans. I guess that's the way you would put it, because if you have to put a little asterisk in front of that, you know, one of the little dashes, what do they call that? The hyphenated Americans. Yeah, hyphenated Americans. If you have to become a hyphenated American, well, then you're not American. How's that? Be American. Either say that you're American or say that you're not American. Because as you'll see, they're talking about Arab and Muslim voters and Jewish voters. But, you know, they have to hyphenated American. Yeah. Oxymoron. I'm an American. I'm Native American. I was born and raised here in the United States of America. Particularly in extremely tight races. The only thing that's tight is definitely not camel toe. In battleground states of Michigan and Pennsylvania. She's about as loose as a goose. Harris over the weekend alternatively drew praise and criticism over her comments because she can't keep her mouth shut. And drew praise and criticism over her comments about a pro-Palestinian protester that were captured on a widely shared video. That some took Harris's remark that the protesters' concerns were real to be an expression of agreement with the description of Israel's conduct as genocide. But she has been in agreement. Harris' campaign said that while the vice president was agreeing more generally about the plight of civilians in Gaza, she would not accuse of Israel of that. No, she wouldn't accuse it, but what's in her heart. Watch her actions. Watch her actions as she talks about someone that comes into her campaign was more than likely a supporter at some point, and said Christ is king. Although I don't agree with that statement. I would allow them to speak their mind, but what did they do? They mocked, ridiculed. A day earlier, the dynamics were reversed when Harris told reporters that the first and most tragic story of the conflict was October 7th, but that wasn't the most devastating thing that happened. That was triggered to those who feel she is not giving proper weight to the deaths of Palestinians who have been killed in Gaza. And it brings me to this. That brings me to this. Like I said, I can't confirm any of this to be true or factual or any of that. But this right here.
Tonight, I am going to declassify intelligence on a site that we did not strike, where Hezbollah has millions of dollars in gold and cash, in Hassan Nasrallah's bunker. Where is the bunker located? Directly under El Sahel Hospital, in the heart of Beirut, in the Dahia. This is the hospital. From both sides you can see an entry and exit. Those are entry and exit tunnel shafts from the underground, for the underground bunker. The entrance is located in the Al Mahdi building, and the exit is located in the El Sahel Center building. This is the bunker. It contains rooms, beds, and infrastructure for long stays, and the ability to direct combat from underground. Hezbollah built this bunker directly underneath this hospital. There are hundreds of millions of dollars in cash and gold inside the bunker right now. I'm calling on the Lebanese government, Lebanese authorities, and the international organizations. Don't allow Hezbollah to use the money for terror and to attack Israel. The Israeli Air Force is monitoring the compound, as you can see. However, we will not strike the hospital itself. I want to emphasize, we are not at war with the people of Lebanon. We are at war with Hezbollah. And we will continue to operate against Hezbollah so that the residents of northern Israel will be able to return to their homes in safety and security. Thank you.
Imagine if you knew where all the money was. Imagine how those people must feel. Showed them exactly where it was on the map, where it was located, entry and exit points. That is pretty funny. Just told you where their millions of dollars, cash, and gold are stored at. Yes, the money we just sent to Lebanon is there as well. He sounds like the dude. Don't mess with Zohan. Yes. And you too now can invest in this gold. He just gave out information to blow it up. No. He just gave out information of how to get in and out of there. To the people of Iran. It's amazing. He just gave that information away. He just gave all that information away. It's crazy. It's crazy that they would do something like that. Who would think they would do something like that? Why would anybody ever tell them where all of that was? Crazy. Now you know where all the gold is. Now you know where all the cash is being stored. Exactly. Let's see. What offers Verizon has? Otherwise, I'm accidentally dropping this out of the 50th floor window and sell the replacement to Apple. Beverly Hills on somebody else's name. Exactly. Smart. Let somebody else go get it. Yeah, why attack the country? There's no need for that. That makes no sense. That makes no sense at all. Oh my God. I'm so bad. I'm so bad whenever I do these things. Oh my God. It is absolutely amazing. I I had to show that. It was something that really made me smile this morning, that they're finding these kinds of things out in the worst possible way. Well, let's see what happens to the U.S. whenever Biden is deeply concerned about the release of secret documents on Israel's possible attack plans. Joe Biden is deeply concerned about the unauthorized release of classified documents on Israel's preparation for a potential retaliatory attack on Iran. White House spokesman said on Monday the Biden administration is still not certain of if the classified information was leaked or hacked. White House National Security spokesman John Kirby said officials don't have any indication at this point of any additional documents like this finding their way into the public domain. Act your age, not your phone model. What's the number of the new iPhone? I am not giving you out my number. Kirby added that the Pentagon is investigating. U.S. officials on Saturday had confirmed an investigation by the administration were deeply concerned, and the president remains deeply concerned about any leakage of the classified information to the public domain. That's not supposed to happen. It's unacceptable when it does. Really? iPhone is barely legal. The documents are attributed to the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency and National Security Agency, and noted that Israel was still moving military assets in place to conduct a military strike in response to Iran's ballistic missile attack on October 1st. They were shareable within the Five Eyes, an intelligence alliance comprised of U.S., Great Britain, Canada, New Zealand, and Australia. Marked top secrets, the documents first appeared online Friday on the Telegram messaging app and quickly spread among Telegram channels popular with Iranians. Analysts at the site intelligence group, a consultancy that monitors and analyzes online threats from extremist groups. I mean, I would search these guys out. This site intelligence group. If you look it up, how much you want to bet? Diversity, equity, inclusion. Just a thought that they're just a consultancy. But how would they have access to this information? The channel contains posts from an anonymous user with a long history of posting other supposedly top secret content who said they had access to the leaked documents. The user also wrote that they had sold some of the material and provided it to the Iranian military. Who do you think's in charge of that little group? Should I get a white phone so I can pretend to be Hunter's crack dealer? That's good. I like that. The release comes at a pivotal time in the Middle East as Israel considers its response to Iran's attack. No, they've already considered it. They already told you what they're going to do. The smallest item, even something like the leak of this relatively innocuous document, could move things in new directions. Representative Mike Turner of Ohio, the Republican chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, said the unauthorized release of the information was concerning, especially given the high stakes of what's going on in the Middle East right now, because, the coup isn't working, so they've got to change tactics. Because right before an election, why not have a war? There's too many of us. Everybody's gonna, especially the high stakes of what's going on in the Middle East right now. While it remains possible the information was obtained through hacking, if this has been a leak, it is criminal and it's certainly espionage. So one of those 5 people leaked it. One of those 5 countries leaked it. The Telegram channel identifies itself as being based in Tehran, Iran's capital. It has previously published memes during Iran's supreme dealing with the Lord. Well, the Lord is only one thing that the Lord can do. And whenever the Lord comes, the Lord speaks in mysterious ways. Speak to me, O wise one.
this were Iranian YouTube, it'd be good morning and death to America.
But we're not, because we love the America.
Hey, I love my country. I'm just not sure if some of you do.
Hey, you know, I'm pretty confident in my beliefs and my love of my country. But
same.
Oh yeah,
same.
Yeah, just like this White House press secretary Jean-Luc Picard-Pierre on Monday declined to comment on what changes the government has made to better safeguard top secret information. Well, because it ends up in Joe's hands. Just saying. But she added that Biden has complete confidence. Yeah.
In what?
What is that? What is that? He has complete confidence. Isn't that what a con man is called? Confidence man?
Yes.
They gain your confidence and then they steal from you.
Well,
That's
but you have to be aware enough to be able to know that you're conning somebody.
Oh, but see that's how he got all those charges dropped against him. As he said he wasn't competent enough to stand to know what he was doing.
Not competent enough to stand trial, but still competent enough to be your president.
Well, you know, they keep the button far away from him as far as they can, because you know you would think that he was probably calling his gay lover to bring him some coffee from the beach, and instead, what happened to Russia?
Where's my ice cream?
Where's my ice cream? Where's my ice cream and my? I don't smell enough. Ice cream. Sorry. Oh my God!
I must smell kids.
What in the hell? Look, okay. Nation spy agencies have worked to bolster cybersecurity since the Discord leak. What in the hell are people doing on Discord sharing top secret information?
Look, I knew some of you people on Discord were shady, and this proves it.
It does. It totally proves
Please don't
it.
get on there.
God, I use it just to message people. That's the only thing I use Discord for.
Oh yeah.
That's all he remembers.
I knew some of you people couldn't be trusted.
If you're letting illegals in intentionally. Well, I told you trebuchets work really well. You can get some distance if you build them big enough. Just saying.
A moat with sharks with freaking laser beams on their foreheads.
Laser beams on their foreheads.
Some freaking laser beams. I can't do Dr. Evil this morning.
So, nation spy agencies have worked to bolster cybersecurity since the Discord leak and the conviction of a former NSA contractor reality winner. What? Is winning into trouble again? What does winning do?
What do you win? I mean, do you get?
I don't know.
What do you win?
Accounting for human behavior.
Is there a trophy? Is there a crown?
Now, see, I'm curious. Who is this Valiance Group? Google search for Valiance Group. Let's see. What is Valiance Group? Expert human risk management and insider threat solutions, protecting clients, assets, people, and confidential information from the vulnerabilities that come from both malicious and unintentional threats. They're featured in Business Insider, Financial Times, The Hill, Benzinga, Yahoo Finance, Cypher, and let's see. What is their work? How much you want to bet there's some... Oh, there it is. Finalist. Cybersecurity Woman Entrepreneur of the Year. Woman of the Year. Woman of the Year. The top 40 thought leaders in security and life safety. Cybersecurity's champions 50 women in cybersecurity. Let's see. What are their courses? Let's see. Oh, cool. They have specialized training too. Look at this.
Ooh.
It's pretty cool. Valiance Group.
Is it a community college?
Yeah. It says, please note all courses are customized for each client, taking into account their industry, specific vulnerabilities, threat, culture within their organizations. If you don't see a specific focus area you need covered, please contact us. Insider threats, espionage, insider fraud, sabotage, unintentional insider threat, malicious intent, theft of intellectual, critical pathway, travel, technical controls, program development, work from home, mitigation best practices.
You have a course on work from home. How hard is that? You just work from home.
Yeah, this is what I'm wondering.
I don't get
Our
that.
work. See, this is their work right here. Webinar covers the portrait of current insider and how evolving motivations are making insider attacks more dangerous.
Who
Blah,
wrote
blah,
this?
blah.
Camel Toe?
I think
It's
so.
word salad.
It is. The Spying Game podcast. Oh my God.
Spy.
Is this the same? Is this the same guy that does like the non-forensic handwriting stuff? I want.
Hey, he's still getting paid, so he's doing something right.
Exactly. What is their contact us? Alliance with the Apple computer. Oh my God. Oh, Shawnee Delaney is that unique, once-in-a-lifetime gifted speaker with amazing ability to blend the art of intelligence, the art of storytelling with her audiences. So it's
like
all
a
about
cult.
women.
It sounds like a cult.
But this is them. Shawnee Delaney is the. Oh my God. What a sham. This reminds me of the Seminole Order.
This is what was it? Amway. Reminds me of Amway.
Oh God. So here, look, this is, she looks like an Amway dealer too.
Hey, she's kind of hot.
Yeah.
I think it's just the red hair though. If she were a brunette, I'd be like, meh.
Let's see. She worked at Merck Pharmaceuticals.
Oh.
She's insider. She worked at Uber. She's credited with creating Uber's insider threat program, as well as foundational training for Merck Pharmaceuticals and protect intellectual property and trade secrets. Her frontline experience with some of the world's largest organizations. She holds an MA in international policy studies and specialization in counterterrorism and counterproliferation. She has an MS in cybersecurity. Dan looks like
she only has a master's? Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah, look at this guy. He looks like he just smoked a big fat doobie. He's just like
what is his job?
He's a senior advisor on intelligence. He's been on Fox News since May 2018 before joining Fox News. Hoffman.
He looks like a goober out of the intelligence
yes.
corridor.
Oh, he was in part of Hummit, the Human Intelligence Gathering.
Hummit.
What Master of Science, London School.
How many bars can he hum?
Probably all of them.
Hum it. He teaches people to hum songs. I can do that for free.
Yeah. Look, the site was designed by Stratec. You would think that if they're into cybersecurity, that they would
design their own shit. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm skeptical. These are all of these pictures are like Adobe like pictures. Like
go back down to the picture of her.
Yeah, she's pretty cute.
If you're a rep, why do you look so? I don't know. She looks so smug.
She's pretty damn hot.
Like I
Just
said,
saying.
she's only hot because she's redhead. If she wasn't a redhead, I'd be like, meh.
Yeah. I mean, I would.
Oh, and Heidi, never post anything from Winning Reality on Facebook. Just a pro tip.
No, that would be a bad idea. Yeah, that'll get you in trouble. That's sort of like
I love winning, but no, you can't
Yeah.
put that up.
Yeah. That's. Be very careful of that. So, Alliance Group. Oh my gosh, cybersecurity isn't just technological issue. It's a human one, and humans are wholly unpredictable. No, not really.
No, actually, they're pretty predictable.
Yeah. Especially whenever you see this crap right here. How Project 2025's rightward vision became a flashpoint in this year's election because the Democrats are the only ones talking about it.
Because they're lying, saying it's part of Trump's campaign, even though he's denied it so many times.
It's just, it's the same way with everything that he's had to deny. The Russia, Ukraine. He's had to deny all of it. And
here's the thing, Democrats. You know why you're losing steam? number one, you're basing everything upon a huge lie. And number two, most importantly, you haven't pushed your policy once. And you know why? Because you don't have one.
Their policy is hate Trump. That's their policy. Hate Trump.
That's not a policy. That doesn't lower my food prices. It doesn't lower my gas prices. It doesn't keep, kids from having to go to war. It's not a policy.
If you hate Trump,
it doesn't
if you
keep
hate Trump,
it doesn't keep the illegals from coming across the border or kicking them out.
But if you hate Trump, it makes it feel better. You feel justified.
This isn't middle school. It's not a damn popularity contest.
Come on,
dear Lord.
Come on, man. You gotta
And you know what? If it were, you cannot see those videos of Trump at McDonald's and not look at that and go, you know what? He's having a good time.
Yeah.
Regardless of your politics, he's having a good time.
Yeah. But you know how the left covered it? He made false statements about camel toe working there during college. I was like, I didn't pay any attention.
No, actually, you all made false comments about her working there because she never worked there. What was my favorite one was one of the people I just loathe, Brian Stelter from CNN, saying the whole thing was staged. They screened all the cars coming in. Well, no shit. That's what secret security does.
Yes. Jesus.
So stupid.
So the far right proposals deployed by it says endured a persistent force in the presidential election. It's far right proposals deployed by Democrats. That's exactly what it was. Would potentially do. They keep saying this is what he would potentially do. That's not at all what he was going to. No. They're like, if you want to see what Trump stands for and behind, all you have to do is pull up Trump's site, pull up Camel Toe's site, and you will see the policies that he stands for.
On Trump's website, you're going to read clear, concise policy points. And on Camel Toe's site, you're going to read it, bunch of word salad, just like what comes out of her mouth every time she speaks.
And somewhere, I guarantee, on Camel Toe's site, you're going to find diversity, equity, inclusion. Every single bit of it.
Just do the damn job. I don't care who you are.
Yeah. I don't care. I don't care if you're black, white, Chinese, German, whatever. Just do the damn job.
I don't care if you're a part of the alphabet mafia. I don't care about any of that. Can you do the damn job? That's all I care about. Because you know what? That's what makes me money. And in the end, that's the only color that counts.
Exactly. We're all green. At least that's what they taught us in the military. Trump himself declared he knows nothing about it. Yeah. The Heritage Foundation proposal and if anybody takes the time to read, I think it's like 900 pages or some crap like that of word salad.
Yeah, I don't have that.
That's
much time.
all it is.
Yeah.
Dismantle the federal agencies. It doesn't matter because Project 2025 has nothing to do with Trump's policy. It's rare for a complex 900 book policy to figure so dominantly, but it hasn't. This is the thing. It is Project 2025. The only thing that it's dominated is the left's mind because the right disregards it. They have no care for it.
Because let's face it. All right. I know Trump is the representative of the Republican Party, which is right wing, but Trump isn't exactly 100% right wing.
Oh God!
So
no.
For crying out loud, he was a Democrat for years and years and years and years. For anybody to look at even a few sentences of that crap and think that that's what Trump does, no, that's not the way it works.
No. He basically, here's what Trump does. He goes, "What's in this?"
Right.
That's what he does, and then he has somebody else say this are their punching points, and he'll go, "That's freaking crazy."
Yeah.
Like I don't subscribe to that garbage.
No, and I'm gonna tell you a dirty little secret. When it comes to policies, when it comes to bills, when it comes to all this stuff, None of these politicians read it. They have staffers who who basically write out the cliff notes.
Yep. Yep. They pour over
None
it
of
and they
them
read it. No. The same way with the bills that they're passing. None of them have read it at all.
Yeah. You think anybody read the freaking
1,500 pages?
The 1,500 pages that passed Obamacare? Nobody read it.
No. They had staff reading through it, poring over it.
Uh-huh.
And that staff that was reading over Obamacare is still there.
Yeah.
They were there during Trump.
Yep.
Those same staffers were there while Trump was president.
Well, hell, they were there when they passed it back in what was it? Was it 2010?
Yeah, I think it was 2010.
Because they had a Democrat Congress.
So how did Project 2025 come to be? Doesn't matter because nobody really gives two shit about it.
Nobody cares.
Oh, and it says at least 100 conservative groups, many alumni from the Trump administration. Well, did Trump fire a whole bunch of those people and got rid of them?
Isn't that funny? All these people are like, oh, well, Transformer this and Transformer that. He fired them.
What? Wait,
of course they're pissed off and they're wanting to sell their book deals. That's how that's how DC works.
Well, what was the one in 2020, 2016? Wasn't like the Lincoln Project or something that they tried to say that Trump was supporting?
Yeah, and the Lincoln Project is a left-wing group.
Yeah. And then they were trying to say that Trump was supporting them too. But they were showing themselves as being like they were supposedly this bipartisan group or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Anytime I see
go look
something
at some of their stuff.
Yeah. Anytime I see somebody in one of these news articles write bipartisan group, that means they're on the left.
It means they're left wing. Yeah.
That every single time. Every time that I pulled up bipartisan groups, it's been someone on the left.
Yeah.
When did it become a viral sensation? Well, it became during Joe Biden's campaign because Joe Biden sucked and had a dismal debate performance with Trump. And it wasn't so much that it was a presidential debate. Yeah, it was the presidential debate. He sucked. He was horrible.
He tanked. That's the reason they removed him.
This is really a case of grassroots revolting. Don't know, don't care, because I haven't read it and don't care one damn about it. Project 2025 gets a ton of lashing from Trump. Absolutely.
I've seen so many comments lately on various video topics. People are like, rich people don't read. You're right. Rich people don't read. Wealthy people do. There's a difference between being rich and being wealthy.
Oh, yes. Yes. Much big difference.
Your rich person goes out and buys the latest Lexus. A wealthy person drives around in a beat up Toyota pickup truck.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I had a buddy of mine when I was working at Honda that came to me one day because he was like he saw the way that my work ethic was. I'd show up early and I'd leave early. I mean, I would come in, and the way that I got paid by how much work I did. So if replacing an engine paid 6 hours and I could do it in 3, I got paid for 6 hours.
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense.
Pretty straightforward. It works that way.
Standard rates. Yeah.
Standard rates. And so I would show up early, and from the moment that I got there to the moment that I would leave at 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I would be just slammed. And he could not understand how at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I had my area completely cleaned up, all my tools put away, everything wiped down, and my bay looked immaculate.
Yeah.
I'd pack it, lock everything up, I'd jump in my car, I'd go home.
Yeah.
And after about a year of seeing me do that, he was like, how in the hell are you able to finish up at the right time? I said, time management. That's it. Just time management. You manage your time well. You know how long you need to take a lunch break for. You know what's on your plate at the beginning of the day. There's no surprises, and you do your job and you go the hell home.
Right.
And he said, so what would you, well, what do you consider? He was like, well, you must be rich. I was like, no, I'm wealthy. He said, he says, well, he goes, what does wealthy mean to you? And I said, wealthy means to me that I go home, I'm able to see my wife and spend time with her. We get to, you know, have a night out and enjoy each other's company. I drive an old car, and I'll drive it until the wheels fall off.
Yep.
I said that to me is wealthy, that I'm living my best life. And he said, and he'd been at the same dealership probably 3 or 4 years longer than I had.
Yeah.
And he goes, and I said, I found that me doing what I love doing is more important than all the other bullshit. Like just enjoying my life, because it's short, and worrying about the dumb shit, it doesn't do any good. Within 6 months, he left that job, opened up his own business, and is now just, he hardly ever touches a car.
Huh.
He buys used vehicles, fixes them up, and resells them.
Good for him.
He was already doing that on the side, but it was taking so much time. And he hires other people to do the work.
Yeah.
People that he knows, that he trusts, that do good work for him, and he pays them really well.
Well,
and because he was thinking, oh, I've got to be a multimillionaire. It's like, man, you don't have to be a multimillionaire. I said, you know, hell, just as long as you got money in your bank account in case something happens, and you can take care of your family, you don't have to be this multimillionaire, because what are you going to do? Take it with you when you die?
Exactly.
I mean, are you happy? Are you satisfied? Do you get to spend time with your wife and kids? And he came back to me after those, I think it was the first year after he had left. He came back and he said the reason why he left was after talking with me, that one conversation.
Huh.
I'd totally forgotten about it. He was the one that reminded me of it. He was just like, you know, because he was on the fence about leaving because he was concerned about, you know, making ends meet.
Right.
And I was just like, sometimes you have to take that step and do what's best for you and your family and your mental health.
Yeah. Keep it simple, you know, earn enough money to be able to pay your bills and have a little bit extra. And, you know, you don't have to go out and be, you don't have to go out and be Trump as far as money wise. You've got to find peace for yourself and for your family. And that's really all that matters.
Now we're lucky if groceries aren't a struggle.
For real.
That's absolutely true.
It's true.
And you know, that is the problem with democracy, because you don't have any control over that, because your freedoms have been stripped away from you, and you've given them up willingly to a government.
Well, yeah. That is the problem, is that you give so much control to the government, who regulates your prices and the interest rates and controls how inflation happens, because you're sending all the money to Ukraine.
Mm-hmm. Ukraine, or over to fight wars that you have no interest in. What's interesting to me is they're sending money over to the same countries that it's like pitting each other, two countries against each other.
Oh yeah. If you can fund both sides, you know.
Hey, you're going to win.
You're going to win. It'd be like betting on a football game, and you bet on both teams.
Yeah. But if it's even split, you're not winning anything. You're not gaining any ground.
Right.
You're just hedging your bet that the side that you back doesn't come back and bite you in the ass whenever you lose.
I know it. Oh my goodness.
So
by the way,
doing,
I've already voted. I
Yeah.
voted Friday. We had early voting. I've already voted. So
nice.
You people need to quit sending me these text messages and these damn flyers in the mail and all this crap. Diva and I have already voted. So stop. Stop sending me this crap. I went to check my mail the other day, and it was like, I guarantee you, like half of it was political flyers. And I'm like, will you stop? I don't, it makes good kindling for a fire, but
that's it. That's what I use it for. I'm just like, oh, cool. More shit to add to the fire.
Like, you're wasting so much money. Update your rolls. Quit sending me stuff.
My favorite is the ones that show up on my doorstep.
Yeah. What's funny is I've gotten to the point to where if I'm home during the day and I hear somebody knocking at the door, it's usually, a salesperson or political or whatever. Well, I have a dog that'll bark at everything. So he starts going crazy and I just sit there.
Yep.
I'm like, get him, boy. Get him.
Do what one of my friends did whenever the Mormons, how was it, the Mormons? Yeah, came knocking on his door. It was one of those little groups that came knocking on his door.
Oh, yeah.
He comes to the door in his underwear, yelling the whole time. Now, granted, there's nobody home with him at all. He's yelling, bitch, shut the hell up. Get your ass in there and make me some goddamn breakfast. And he comes, he jerks open the door and he's like, what? And they're just like standing back. He's like, hold on a second. Slams the door. You bitch. And he's just yelling at the top of his lungs. Don't make me come in there blacking out on their fucking eye. And he opens up the door and he's like, what can I do for you? Sorry about that. And they're just like,
sorry to bother you.
Here's this 5'9" heavy set dude, gut hanging over, wearing a pair of tidy whities.
Yeah.
Standing there, go, what do you want?
It's like my best friend from high school, his dad, who was former military, and you could tell too. And he said he was out there like working on the car or something, and of course he had some Mormons, Jehovah's Witnesses, something like that, come up and try to talk to him. He finally looks at him and goes, I just don't know if I can trust a man that doesn't drink. They left.
I love it. I love it. Man, oh man. Well, it is that time. I'm going to kick this bad boy down, everyone. You know what I haven't done? Because I'm an idiot. I haven't set you guys up for whoever's going live here. I'm sure that I'm hoping Baker's doing better today.
I talked to him in the wee hours of the morning. I messaged him on Twitter, and he said, yeah, it's getting better.
Oh, good. Because he was not doing too well.
No.
Oh my. Well, let's see. Baker is going. So let's send you guys over there. Nice. Yeah, this is day 3. Gonna be taking the stand.
Oh, it's gonna be the good day. It's gonna be the good day, y'all.
Oh yeah. Oh, DUI guy. Is DUI guy going?
Is he?
I don't think he's on right now. I see Mo. Well, DUI guy is upcoming.
Huh. Well, I know Mo is simulcasting with Baker.
Oh, that's right. Let me send you guys over to Mo. If you guys haven't subbed up to Mo, then you don't know what you're missing out on. You really don't. So I'm gonna send you guys over to go see Mo. Show her some love. Give her a thumbs up. Let her know who sent you over there. Yeah, and there's gonna be lots of people streaming this live today. I'll be covering it live tonight after it's all over. So you get to I won't know.
That's what I'll have to watch, because I'm not gonna be able to watch it live.
I won't be able to. I actually have a day job, so I'll be watching it tonight.
Don't lie.
Trust me. Today is going to be a crazy day. I've got. I'm gonna have Psycho Lady call me. I know it. I can feel it coming.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's gonna.
Bless your heart. I thought I was the only mentally challenged one here.
Get it, and shine. Coffee's brewing, feeling fine. News is out and on the air. Shizzy Whiz nuts wild, but we don't care. Morning Whiz and Coffee. Talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy Whiz nuts, start the show. Let's go. Spinning in the breeze, stupid jokes, he's such a tease. Sip the Java, wear a smile. Pants are off, but stay a while. Morning Whiz and Coffee. Talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy Whiz, let's start the show. Let's go. Get it, yeah, oh yeah. Headlines spinning in the breeze, stupid jokes, he's such a tease. Sip the Java, wear a smile. Pants are off, but stay a while. Morning Whiz and Coffee. Talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy Whiz, let's start the show. Let's go. Get it, yeah, oh yeah. Serious is overrated. Every day we're caffeinated. Talk the town, but in a jest. Morning Whiz is always best. Ticking, time to run. Morning show's a load of fun. Grab your mug, don't spill a drop. Laugh your ass off till you pop. Clock is ticking, time to run. Morning show's a load of fun. Grab your mug, don't spill a drop. Laugh your ass off till you pop.
Oh my god, Shizzy breaks Larry. Shizzy broke Larry.